Hearts 3's Remind DLC is oddly jumbled. It's a pack of weirdly separated content that is simultaneously far less interesting than it could have been story-wise, and frustrating at times in both difficulty and content reuse combat-wise. As a result, this shoehorned side adventure, while offering some bright spots, lands as an odd and underwhelming coda to Sora's latest adventure. Lasting about 4 to 5 hours, most of it cutscenes, Remind's first half revisits the end of Kingdom Hearts 3's campaign, offering some further insight into character moments and motivations by filling in a few blanks. But it all feels superfluous. I kept waiting for something big to happen that would deepen my understanding of those events, but it leads nowhere revelatory, sometimes actually raising more questions than it answers. Mechanically, this first half frustratingly reuses boss fights as well. And while they now offer the option to play as characters other than Sora, those characters are one-offs that are just not as fun to play as. By the time Remind's more story-focused endeavors ended, I was left questioning why I needed to see that retread at all. Hoping its second half would offer some concrete and fresh story moments to satisfy my hunger, I was initially thrilled to see the inclusion of Final Fantasy characters otherwise forgotten in the base game. Unfortunately, they're only used to set up the true meat of this DLC, then quickly thrown away. That meat is 13 tough-as-nails boss battles that we won't be showing in this video to avoid spoilers. Don't even try these fights if you're not at or near the upper limit of Sora's strength, as they're some of, if not the hardest boss battles in the entire franchise, and that's very clearly intentionally so. After grinding to max level, I've still only managed to beat 4 of them so far, and gotten my butt kicked by each of the others multiple times over. While I have been able to enjoy their creativity after that grind, their difficulty also feels very out of place. Other Kingdom Hearts games have included a tough optional boss or two, and that's a great extra challenge initially missing from Kingdom Hearts 3. But adding over a dozen new battles that are orders of magnitude more difficult than anything else in the relatively easy base game makes them a disorienting challenge to tackle. I'm glad there's finally something truly challenging here, but I'd rather it felt more like a natural part of the story. Kingdom Hearts 3's Remind DLC left me confused. Its story comes up short of enlightening me about what's been left unexplored, mostly reusing content instead of deepening it. And while the volume of new boss battles its second half brings is definitely impressive, they also come saddled with unfulfilled story potential and an arbitrarily hard difficulty spike. It's not entirely devoid of meaningful revelations, but the questions left unanswered before Remind are still far more interesting than any of the new ones it raised. For more on the series, be sure to check out my original review of Kingdom Hearts 3, and for everything else from the Kingdom Hearts franchise, you are already in the right place, IGN.